What's up guys, Pepper So Spacey here and bringing you my next Tekken tutorial, and on this episode we are doing Yoshimitsu. Yeah, little weird guy that he is. Well, Yoshimitsu is, I know there's a lot of requests on how to play this character because he's a very popular character within the Tekken franchise. He's only character, well, I think he used to be the only character that uses a weapon instead of just his fists. As you can see, he uses a sword. And he actually does use the sword. I remember in... Oh, wait a second. He needs to stop doing that. That's why. I remember back in the older Tekkens, he wouldn't actually use his sword too much outside of unblockable attacks, but now they're actually a pretty big part of his gameplay. I guess they just, you know, said screw the idea of a sword being unblockable. Now we're just gonna make some of his attacks blockable, because you see even this is not an unblockable. It is a blockable, yet how do you block a sword? I don't know, but apparently you can block a sword. But whatever. Anyways, Yoshi is well, first, as the order of business, let's go over his general playstyle. Yoshi is you can play Yoshi two ways. In my opinion, you can either play him as a very strong mix-up character, because he uses a lot of stances, and mix-up slash pressure character because his mix-ups with his stances work really best when he's up close, or as a keep-away character because Yoshi has a really good set of punishers, and a lot of these punishers go really far, like back 2-2, or forward 4-4, or down 4-2-2. Stuff like that. Even 1-1, like his basic 1-1 punish is his 10-frame punish is really good, and so his 12-frame punisher is really good, down 4-2 and 3. They all set him pretty far back. So Yoshi can play really good when he's a little bit farther away, because back 2-2 is such a great punisher since it's a natural combo. He also has a really strong set of unblockables, like Sword Sweep, like up back 1+2, or like Manji Manji Deathcopter, or like Summer Moonsault, I think that's what it's called anyways, or Dragonfly 1, which I can do it, if I can do it. Oh, there we go, Dragonfly 1, or, you know, he pretty much, I think it might be undisputed, because I think the only other person with really good, like, set of unblockables is gonna be, excuse me, it's going to be Armor King, and Regular King, they have really good unblockables too, but I think Yoshi definitely has probably the best set of unblockables on the game. Or they're not just gimmicks, they're actually really good moves, except for this one. I don't think this is that good, but that's besides the point. Yoshi has pretty decent pokes. He has a hop knee instead of a hop kick. He has the fastest move in the game, which is 1+4, Flash. I'll get to that later though. He has a pretty good Oki, like more than the average character's Oki. Definitely has a really good Oki game. And he has good roof punishers, good punishers. His full crouch game is also really good. He has a lot of options from full crouch. He can do like Sword Sweep, or he can even do his hop knee from from full crouch, or he can do down back 3-3 to pressure them. Yeah, he has a lot of options for full crouch, and because of that, he makes him really good at doing a pressure and, you know, mix-ups and all that, in addition to all his stances. However, the difference between him and the other stance characters like Lei, he doesn't have, well, actually, you know what, I'll cover that in his stances, because you know that his stances are obviously used for mix-ups, and but his is not like the other character stances in some ways. Unfortunately, Yoshi doesn't have great juggle damage, and I'm serious this time. He didn't get buffed from Tekken 6 on like Lei, because now Lei has really good damage from his combos. Yoshi gets around 65, 75 if he's going off of his strong launchers, like down 4-4-4 or down 4-2-2. But off of his hop knee, he doesn't really get that much. Something like that, or I don't know, like, let's see. Oops. Here comes the oops. Y'all know about my oops. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Well, the stage is really small, so I can't really show the full combos from over there. But you know what I mean. Anyways, he doesn't really have that much crazy combo damage. He can actually get it but you have to work really hard for the damage, and it's pretty much gonna need a tag assault in it to keep up with the other characters' damage and combos. His wall game isn't too crazy. He doesn't have that many good wall damaging moves. I mean, that create more damage from his wall game. That's not to say he doesn't, but he does have them. They're just not as crazy as other characters. Oh, hold on. Get rid of something like that. There we go. Seconds. All this crap. Anyways, he doesn't have a down jab either, which is unfortunate because he doesn't have from standing. I mean, he has a full crouch jab, but he doesn't have a down jab. He doesn't have a down 1 or a down 2, since down 1 and down 2 are both used by moves. Because of that, he can't poke people out of stances or high crush really fast. His only really fast high crushing move is down 3, unfortunately. But to the plus side of that is that he does have flash, so you know, instead of a down jab, there's flash. So, his stances also don't really have good mobility in them. He can't block in them. The stance moves, like his strong lows are really punishable. Like Kensho. Oops. Oh, there. Wow, that was really delayed there. That was really delayed. Kensho 3 basically. Yeah, Kensho 3 is launch punishable. Dragonfly 3 is launch punishable. Down forward 2, down forward 4 is launch punishable. Yeah, he doesn't really have a good set of lows that are safe. Even down back 3-3-3, if you just stop it, it's launch punishable. Yeah, so he has a lack of good quick lows. So because a lot of his strings don't have lows in them like other characters, so it's hard to mix them. You know, make easy mix-ups like that. And unfortunately, his best mix-ups only really work when he's in their face and he's pressured them completely to the point where they don't want to fight back at all, because Yoshi's transitions and his stance attacks leave him usually vulnerable for a brief second or two. Usually, not all the time. But they work really well, obviously, when the opponent doesn't want to fight back. But if they're looking to, just down jab you or just jab you out of your stance, Yoshi is really susceptible to that. With that being said, let us go into Yoshi's punishers. Uniquely, Yoshi is the only person in the game that has something, well, consistently something lower than 10 frames, which is Flash. Flash isn't gonna work, though. Oh, let me just get Dr. B out of here. Flash isn't really gonna work against moves that are safe, because he has a really tiny hitbox. As you can see, I'm right next to Miguel, and it only hit. And it's only gonna hit because his hand move there is gonna go forward into Yoshimitsu. Oops. Well, it will do it eventually. Yeah, right there, it'll do it. Not really that reliable, but I guess if you know the exact frames of your opponent's move, then you should use Flash of 1+4, like I said, to take them out of a safe move, because they think it's technically safe when it's actually not because of Flash. That's a 6-frame punish because Flash is 6 frames. Above that is 9-frame/8-frame. It depends if you press both buttons at the same time. If you press both buttons at the same time, it's 1 frame faster. But if you slide it like a slide input, it's 1 frame slower. But whatever. His no sword version is a bigger hitbox and it's a bit slower. So it's a little bit more reliable, and that makes it pretty good there. It's also a juggle starter. If anyone didn't know that, you can actually juggle off of this. If I can again. Come on, Miguel. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Okay, that's suicide. Anyways, I'll show that later. His 10-frame punishers now. We're going with 1-1. Is probably his best 10-frame punisher. Does a lot of damage, 30 damage. Second hit is unparable because it's a sword. High mid, pretty good. And I believe it's neutral on hit, and it's only negative. It's not that bad on block, obviously, because it's just a jab. This technically has a jab. He also has the no sword stance versions, which is 1-1, which is natural combo. Has a lot of good range. And he also has 2-1, which is 32 damage, pretty beefy, and it knocks him back really pretty far for a knockdown. You don't get anything Oki, but you can wall splat with this. Well, actually, that's not a wall swipe move. Not in that stance, anyways. There we go. And something like that. Oops. Just showed out. That's pretty much it for his 10 frames. He has 1-2 and like 2-2, but they're all pretty like, you know, inferior to 1-1. Although I guess 1-2 does bring him closer to the opponent, and 2-2, I've seen videos of Inca, who is a top Yoshi player, actually counter hit 2-2 and get flash to combo after it. It was a lot harder than it looked, but I know that's definitely possible. He also has, what calls it? Is that really a natural combo? I guess he has for 10 frames down 2, down 3, since this is apparently a natural combo, I think, right? No, probably not. Oh, it is. You learn something new every day. Okay, no, that's not that. Oh, I guess it is a natural combo. But I guess the bad thing about that is that 2 down 3 is -1 on hit. Not that like they're gonna know that, but if they do know that, they can't just jab you or whatever you're gonna do. Except block, obviously. He skips 11 frames because he does not have a counter hit 4, unfortunately. So he goes straight to 12 frames, which is down 4-4. 20 damage, pretty good. A lot of range. It looks pretty quick, but it's actually 12 frames. Knocks him back, which is very good if you're gonna play a keep away kind of Yoshi, or you want to relieve pressure because it next to knocks them far back, so they can't, you know, get close to you anymore. He also has 3, which high does the same amount of damage, but it's kind of a little less of a hitbox, and the recovery is longer if you mess it up. So I would just reliably go down 4. It's a lot better. It's mid and knocks him far back. Well, both of them do, but I think down 4-4 is just a better version. For 13 frames, he has down 4-1, which is also going to be his main poke, his main bit poke. Only -4 on hit. I mean, on block, sorry. And 18 damage, pretty good, makes Yoshi move closer. Has a pretty good range, actually. It steps Yoshi in. Not the greatest down 4-1 in the world, but it's not that bad either. It's pretty decent. Let's see, he also had, well, actually that's about it for 13 frames. Now for 14 frames, this is where he gets one of the best punchers in the game, in my opinion, is back to 2, which I do believe this is a new move added to Tekken Type 2. Natural combo, mid-high, 44 knocks him down. If you're North Sword Sense, it just knocks him back, it doesn't knock him down, and does 40 instead of 44. This knocks him back down and does a heck ton of damage, and it punishes a lot of things that usually would not be punishable because of how far range it has. Very good. It's also good at whip punishing because you know, it's quick, and as soon as he hits the first hit, the second hit is guaranteed. Like a lot of pulse attacks, like back 4-4 would easily punish a lot of pulse attacks, including like Death Fist or anything like that. Anything with knockback is pretty much susceptible to back 2-2. Let's see, what else is here? Yeah, although on block, you shouldn't really use this outside of going after whiff punishing or counter hits because back 2-2 doesn't jail at all, even if you like just spam it, because you can delay this like a little bit like that. But it doesn't jail, so as soon as the first hit is blocked, they can just duck the second hit. You could also, instead of doing back 2-2, you can do back 2 and then +1/+2 for a Kincho for a mix-up. But we'll talk about that later. And for 15 frames, like most characters, Yoshimitsu gets a launcher, which is up 4-3, which is his hop knee, not a hop kick, it's a hop knee. So this makes it unparryable, which is a little positive benefit to it. Problem is though, because it's a knee, it doesn't have the same range as other characters' hop kicks. Like, I'm sure people know that Miguel's hop kick is extraordinarily long, while Yoshi's is pretty short, but it's still pretty good, pretty decent. And it does, for some reason, because he ducks his head a little bit before he goes to the launcher, he actually can high crush jabs a little bit. Not consistently, but he can, it's possible. In case up 4 or 3 is too far, he also has 4-4, which natural combo. You don't want to really go into the third version of this because that's jailed and it's pretty bad on block, but goes pretty far and that's pretty decent. I guess it does kind of leave Yoshi kind of like too bad on recovery, so I guess you're not 2+ on hit there. I don't know. I have to check the frames. If you're in North Sword stance, he has a 4-2, which is a safe launcher. It's just like a regular uppercut. It does not launch people on crouching, but it is a launcher nonetheless. Yeah. For 16 frames, he gets, let's see, I'm gonna scroll down. My god, I actually took down notes here, because Yoshi is complicated. For 16 frames, he has down 4-2-2, which is a natural combo, and it's a launcher. Puts him in knockdown right away, you can combo off of it. What the heck, that was weird. Huh. Usually does not whiff like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, something like that. It's going to be one of his stronger juggle starters because, like I mentioned earlier, Yoshi doesn't do a lot of juggle damage. So he does actually keep up with the more average of the cast once he starts getting his 60 frame launchers, which is like, you know, down 4-2. So like I mentioned, this is negative 14 on hit, so not that safe. Especially how it pushes Yoshi in. So even if they have like a short range 14 frame punisher, they're still gonna get you. You can't really hit confirm because you can't delay the second hit, but just if you can train your reaction time as soon as the first down 4-2 hits, just immediately go into the second one because it is a natural combo. He also has forward, forward, 4. I hope I didn't say too many forwards there. Forward, forward, 4, which puts him in the back turn. It actually is a launcher because you can do 1, 2, down 2, and then while setting the 3-2 and bound and, you know, whatever you want to do after it. It's negative 12 on hit, on block, and puts him in the back turn, so you can sort of sway away to avoid some punishers, but you are gonna get hit something by something usually. Also pushes Yoshi really far forward, so if there's something that's like pushes you really far back, forward, forward, 4 is definitely gonna get them instead of down 4-2-2. Because even though down 4-2-2 goes really far, it's only really the second hit that goes really far. It's more so down 4-2 starts out like that. That's the confirmed part, and it doesn't have that much great range. Also, this move doesn't really have good tracking either, just to know about that. He also has down 2-2, which also has really good range. Let me drink some water. Down 2-2, pretty good range, and 3 plus 2 in it. He goes in the North Sword stance. Something like that. At the second hit. That's pretty much it. If anything greater than that, he just has forward 1 plus 2, which knocks him back. 29 damage, pretty decent. But anything greater than 17 frames, you just keep wanting to do forward, forward, 4 or down forward 2-2. That goes it for his. Oops. Highlight. How you doing? That goes it for his full crouch. Standing punisher. So now for his full crouch punishers, just like his standing punishers, he also has something faster than 10 frame punishers, which is no sword stance 1 plus 2, well full crouch of course. This is 9 frames, and it happens from full crouch. So if there's moves that are safe that put you in full crouch, you have a move to fight against it. But only no sword stance. He only has a 9 frame punisher in no sword stance. No sword stance, or rather NSS. Much easier to call it NSS than saying no sword stance. That's definitely like a tongue twister. Okay, from 10 frames though, he does have full crouch 1, like most characters. 8 damage. He also has 1 wall standing 1 plus 2, which is a generic up punch. Pretty okay, but these are his. He only has universal tools for 10 frame punishers, so you know they are what they are. So you know, just do that. For 11 frames, he starts getting his unique stuff, which is other than the full crouch 2, which is a bit farther. Full crouch jab. He also has wall standing 4. Oops. Pretty far range for a general wall standing 4. It's kind of unique to Yoshi. Oops. And yeah, and you can use the flow juggle. 18 damage, not too shabby, but it's probably going to be his main punisher for moves that put you in full crouch, and you're not sure of the frame, so you just do wall standing 4. Or up forward 1 plus 2. Wall standing 1 plus 2, but it doesn't have that much range. For 13 frames, he has throws, but that's later. 14 frames, he has wall standing 1. And the follow-up, which is wall standing 1-1. Mid-high, but it does natural combo, so you know it's guaranteed. But the rest of it, which is the extension to the string, which is 1-1-1-1. Oops. The last two hits don't jail, so they can't duck the second high. But this is +4 on block, but I'll get to that later. Pretty decent, has a lot of range, does good damage, 36, so, you know, definitely want to put that in your arsenal. For 15 frames, he has his up 4-3, which, like I said earlier, he can do his hop kick from full crouch, or hop knee, sorry. And he also has while standing 2-1. 42, I don't really know why you would use this. I guess it has much better range than while standing, full crouch, full crouching, a 4-3. And it does put him in back turn, so you can go for back turn mix-ups, like down 3 or something like that. Then 60 frames, he has wall standing 3-2, which is a natural combo. Like I keep mentioning, these are a lot of natural combos because Yoshi gets a really good set of natural combos. A lot of range. The second hit does bound, but it only bounds if it's a counter hit, I think. No, not even counter hit. It does bound though. I know this definitely does bound. Second hit, anyways. And then he also has forward, of course, you know, regular stuff. And that's gonna be it for his punishers. They have a lot of range, they have good damage, mostly the 14 frame ones. He has also good launches, so 16 frames, 4-4-4, and down 4-2-2. That 2-2, like I said, is a really great punish, and his jab punish 1-1 is really great. Lots of damage for a jab punish, so, you know, he is good punishers, but outside of, he doesn't have 11 free punish, and he doesn't really have that great mids, fast mids, except for down 4-2 and down 4-1. Down 4 for that one was down 4-4, and this one's down 4-1. I don't know why, but I always get 4 and 2 confused. I don't know why. I had already just thrown in my mind that 1 and 2 are punches and 3 or 4 kicks, but I always get them confused. Anyways, now that I've talked about his punishers, I told you already that they're pretty good. They have a lot of range, a lot of damage, and leaves him in situations where you can get mix-ups, especially his back to 2. Now I'll go into his stances. Now the thing about stances is that Yoshi's stances have really, really bad mobility in them. Like, hold on, I didn't record this, so maybe I'll just edit this in. Yeah, like, okay, now that I was saying, Yoshi's stances have really bad mobility. Like, for one thing, they don't track people who sidestep, unlike lay stances. Wait a second. Oops, what's the stance? Yeah, like unlike lay stances that follow them constantly, and he just turns around if they go behind him and stuff like that. Yoshi's stances don't do that. He, like, for example, in Sword Pogo / Free here, Miguel is kind of just walking around him, and Yoshi's not turning. Dragonfly is an exception. Dragonfly is a little bit better at it. If he moves towards them, he actually does track them, but if he stands still, he actually does lose the tracking, and then he just goes back to Dragonfly, which is not that great. Kinsho tracks pretty well, but as you can see, he's a little bit to the side, but it only because Miguel, I'm pressing forward to continue in Kinsho, but it's not like too crazy, like I said. And Indian stance is the one exception to this rule, because Indian stance actually tracks automatically, as well as Indian non-healing. And meditation does not track either, and then they're in front of you, so now it's like, what the heck. That is his stances, and Miguel, if you would stop doing that, I appreciate it. For his stances also don't have great mobility. Like, he can't really move normally like Lei can. Like, oops. Can you stop jabbing? Oh, he's just gonna keep jabbing, huh? Okay, fine. There you go. Okay, like Lei can move back and forward, or, you know, Dragon, he can still move back and forward, or Tiger can move back and forward, and all simple stuff like that. Yoshi can't really do that. Like, in this sense, he can't move. He has to hold 3+4 to move. In Pogo, you can only move forward, and it's kind of like once you press forward, you can't stop it. It's like its own animation. He could sidestep in it, but it's kind of weird. Like, if you press 3 and 4, you can sidestep in Pogo, but it moves him back, and it's kind of weird. I really don't really see using it too much. Meditation, he has no mobility from it. Dragonfly, Dragonfly does have, like, stable mobility to it. He can actually move back and forth in it regularly. And Kinsho can only go forward, and if he stops going forward, he is stationary. I was right the first time. And then he stops doing the stance. That being said, let us go into stances. First one is my favorite stance, which is 1+2 / full crouch 1+2, which is Kincho. Kincho is a really aggressive stance, good for general purpose mix-ups. It's gonna be like a beginner stance to learn from Yoshimitsu. If you press forward during it, he keeps going forward, and this automatically crushes highs as long as he's pressing forward. The regular stance does have a little bit of a high crush property, but it's not too reliable. He has a really good mid-low mix-up in this stance. He has Kincho 4, which is the same thing as sidestep 4. Kincho 4 is safe on block, it's only like -5, and if you press 1+2 after it, he goes back to Kincho. So you just keep doing that infinitely. Oops. But you know what I mean? Hits high, but on counter hit, oops, this is a launcher. Yeah. It's really safe, and if you just keep spamming this on someone, they'll either realize it's a high, or they'll just stand there and keep eating the Kincho 4s. It is jab punishable, like you can't constantly do it. Actually, anything slower than 12 frames is actually gonna be interrupted by Kincho 4. But 12 frames and below, they will beat you out. In fact, I think 13 frames is where you trade, but 12 frames and faster, you'll get interrupted by it. He also has Kincho 3, which is a low. Launch punishable, unfortunately, but it does leave him in a good position for full crouch mix-up since he's in full crouch. Also goes pretty forward, so you know you're right here for mix-up. You see me use this in matches a lot. I like to do this, and you know, just like hop kick or wall setting 1-1-1, or you know, down back 3-3. You can actually get beat out of it by jabs if you do something too slow, but if you just do it like a down jab or something like that, you'll definitely beat them. If they're mashing buttons, that is. Launch punishable, like I said, so don't throw it out too much or else you'll die, but not a lot of people online know that's launch punishable, so etc, etc. You can also cancel it like a feint, which is Kincho up 1+2, which he does like to dive forward, but then as soon as he drops, he actually goes up into Dragonfly stance. He also has 1+2, Kincho 1+2. Oh, a bit of lag there. Kincho 1+2, which safe, only -4, and leaves him back turn. Off of this, you can get the guaranteed back turn down 1 for extra damage. It does will bounce, but it doesn't bounce off a regular. Let me try to show that. Yeah, there you go. This is pretty safe. It knocks him. It leaves Yoshi pretty far back, and you can down 3 if they try to do anything other than a down jab or a jab punish. So, or you can just sway away. You know, just get out of the way. Or if they know this is safe, you could go something risky like do a suicide. Well, I guess you have to be closer, but you know what I mean. It does a lot of good damage, especially off a counter hit 4-4-3 into Kincho. Yeah. Pretty good. Has a lot of range. I think it's 15 frames. I do believe this is 15 frames. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't copy that. I know I should have copied that. I know, but it's pretty good. But -4. It's definitely -4 on block. And if I'm wrong about that, well, screw you. He also has Kincho 4-2, which is high. It's probably his fastest option from Kincho. But one second. That's okay. Anyways, we're back. And he has Kincho 4-2, which is going to be his fastest move from Kincho, and has a lot of range. Let me try to show this. It's pretty far back, it's a high, and hard to react to because it happens so fast. I think it's 12 frames, I think. It's mostly used in combos. I mean, I guess you can use it if you're really far out and you want to hit him. But it's not that great on block. And mostly used in combos though, after something like this. Oops. Oh. Oh. Yeah, something like that. Not too crazy for neutral, but it is a great combo move and does wall splat. He also has, let's see what else he has. Kincho 2 and hold 1+2. Kincho 2 is a launcher. It's probably his slowest move, I think, except for 3. I think 3 is pretty slow. But Kincho 2 into holding 1+2 is a launcher straight into a bound. You don't have to do the launcher extension. You can just, I mean yeah, the launcher extension, you can just do just 2, and just combo regularly like that. You don't have to hold 1+2 either, you can just hit it right away. This actually is really bad on block. I'm pretty sure both this and the follow-up is launch punchable on block, but if you hold down the follow-up and they block it, it's only -3. However, if they know, like, you know, the second part is coming, that's the only reason they'll block it, but if they know they can interrupt you, well, you're gonna get interrupted, or etc. That is it for Kincho, I think. Kincho, oh right, there's one more move from it. Kincho also has an unblockable in it, which is probably one of Yoshi's best unblockables, in my opinion, is back 1+2. Oops. Which is a massive fate. He takes a really far step back, and then he comes back in with a really long-ranged attack that's unblockable because he uses both swords. He hits him like that, it does a lot of damage, and it's great for going in on someone like this, and then if you think they're going to try to hit you, like a jab or something, then you just go back out and just do that. A lot more useful than you think. It's actually not even that bad on recovery. You know, if you whiff it and they didn't realize you whiffed it yet, because you have to react pretty fast to whiff punish this. It doesn't have that great tracking, unfortunately, despite the animation showing that he pulls the swords to the side. He also has, let me try to show this actually. Oops, oh, wrong one. He has a reversal from Kincho, but the window for it is extremely tight. I think it's only 2-frame window. Oops. Yeah, there you go, right there. But Miguel was able to block it right there because it's not guaranteed, but it's pretty much this, except you can't combo off of it. Like, it's not guaranteed, like, you don't get a guaranteed reversal off of it, but, you know, if any highs and mids, if you press this within 2 frames of the attack connecting you, you will reversal it and go up there. But you're not safe completely, so that's something to be worried about. In general, Kincho is really good for when going from full crouch or just going in their face like this. Also really good for combos, and has some safe options, but some unsafe options, like that's unsafe, like I said. And he also, well, that's about it for Kincho, really. His next stance is Flea Stance / Sword Pogo. I know it as Sword Pogo because from Soul Calibur, they used to call this stance Sword Pogo until they changed the name to Flea. So he does it by doing down 1+2, and he sits on his sword like that, and if you press 3 and 4, he can sidestep, sort of, kind of a sidestep. He actually moves back while he's sidestepping, and you just keep spamming this and whatever. If you press forward, he walks forward on his swords. You can't actually press back in it though, as if I did mention already, you cannot block in any of Yoshimitsu's stances, because it takes a while for him to cancel the stance, like that, which is down back. This stance has an automatic low crush, and after a few seconds of entering the stance, the sword does actually generate a very tiny hitbox. But nothing too crazy about that. He has Flee 2, which is a low. It's -13, but because it puts you in knockdown, it doesn't. It's not that punishable. You're not gonna eat a lot of damage for it. I don't even think you can be flow juggled out of this. I could be wrong, but it was pretty hard for me to try and flow juggle Yoshimitsu out of this. It's gonna be a low. You see this online because this is like one of the first things that people learn about Yoshi stances, that this is a good move to use. It's pretty good, knocks him behind you, no combo, but 27 damage, pretty decent. He also has 3+4, which is a launcher, and it's the same thing as this 4-3. It's -12 or 13. I'm pretty sure it's -12. One of the two. It does have a high crush, and it does send Yoshi low. The thing about Pogo Stance that's really good is that all of the attacks from it move Yoshi close to the ground, so all the animations kind of look the same. So it's hard to react to. This makes it even more devious if you press Pogo down, which makes him put his sword into the ground, which instead of turning him into a low crush, he turns the stance into a high crush. You could even cancel moves into this by pressing down and then like 2. So you cancel the the animation, so you kind of hide the mix-up. Oops. Oh, if you press down in, like if you press down, what is it? while doing something. What is it? Yeah, if you press down 3+4, he goes into meditation stance. But anyways, you go down. Oops. Oh man, press too fast. Yeah, down, then 3+4. There you go, launcher right there. Or etc. That's a really strong launcher. This one of his best launchers. Is tag bufferable. Yeah, something like that. You can get the up forward neutral 4, like the strong hop kick variation, which is also like really good for combo damage and etc. It also sends them really far back, so you have a lot of time to choose your options for combos, and it has a good wall carry. Try to get a combo here. Something like that. Wait, I have counter hit on. I better not have counter hit on. I don't. Okay, good. And about Flea, he also has 1+2, which is a headbutt, unparryable, and it's a high, but it doesn't have a launcher on natural, but on counter hits, it is a launcher. I'm pretty sure this is a bit safer than Pogo 1+2. Actually, let's check that right now. Yeah, okay. This is actually safe, yeah. Pogo 1+2 is safe. Slash Flea 1+2, it's safe. And on counter hit, this is a launcher. Which for some reason I can't get both, there we go. Yeah. Pogo, is, well, in general about Yoshi's stances though, like Pogo, like Dragonfly, like Indian, a lot of them require you to do the mix-up right away because of the bad mobility, like I talked about earlier. You kind of have to just do it right away, except for Kensho. Kensho and Indian are the exceptions to this because Kensho has mobility in it, and it keeps him close to the opponent. But with this, like, Yoshi can't block, and Yoshi can barely move in it, so you kind of have to go to the mix-up right away. Because one thing he has advantage over Lei, in my opinion, is that Lei doesn't have a straight transition into any of his stances except for the parry, but that takes a long time. So you can actually just go into someone's face, do Pogo, and they'll be immediately scared of your mix-up unless they're really aggressive. I mean, literally this is just saying hit me, but like if they're aware that there's devious things out of stances like this, they'll be scared right away and you can do a mix-up. But yeah, do it pretty fast because the brain will kick in and they'll realize, oh, he's not doing anything, I might as well just hit him. Because I'm pretty sure even he can be jabbed, you need to launch out of this by just a jab because he's technically not on the ground standing. Anyways, hold on. Back to Flea. He has up forward 3+4, which is what you call a body slam. It's a good Oki move. It hits grounded, does a lot of damage, and I think does 40 I saw. And instead of doing that, you could do up 1+2, which takes him into Dragonfly. So they kind of look the same. This is actually called Dragonfly Feint. So you could just mix it up. Instead of going into Dragonfly, you could just go into that move. And it puts him in grounded, so it's safe. He also has the up forward, and up back, which is Pogo Hop. Unblockable. Pretty fun move to use, but only pretty much good for like one hit or so because it doesn't have good tracking because you can't sidestep, like I said. Yoshi can't even face the right way now, so it's kind of gimmicky, but maybe it's good for like one hit or so because it's unblockable and it's hard to realize this is unblockable right away. Let's see, yes, here's the Dragonfly, feet down, Sonic Crush. Okay, yeah. Anyways, instead of now he has a separate stance, which is sort of it's Pogo, but it is its stance in itself, which is walking Flea. Like I said before, he can move forward while in Pogo stance, but he actually has separate moves out of this. While walking, if you press forward, he just does like a couple steps. He holds down, and he keeps walking forward. If you press 3, he goes into attack throw. As in the attack animation, it's a throw animation as soon as he hits him. It's very punishable on block. I wouldn't use it too much, to be honest, because it's very punishable. And I do believe it also puts him back into Pogo, which means you even have less time to block. Yes, it does. he also has... Wait, sorry, I need to check something real quick. He does have far knockback, but still, it's pretty bad on block, so I wouldn't really throw it out too much. Oops. He also has Walking Flea 4, which is a low kick. Not too much damage, 20, but could be good for a round ender. Has a lot of range, and it's completely safe. The problem is, though, while it's not punishable by frames, it does force Yoshi into it forces Yoshi into Oki position. So I mean knockdown state, so they can actually play an Oki game with you. So you have to get up right away. Yeah, Flea. That's pretty much it for Flea. He also has running Flea, which is if you dash while you're in Flea. For some reason it's a mid, even though the hitbox is all the way on the bottom of the weapon. But this is only really good for Oki, to be honest. It doesn't really do that much damage when they're floored, but it's pretty fun to use when they are floored, and it's pretty safe, I think. Anyways, Flea forward. Not punchable on block, I'm pretty sure. It kind of does leave him off position though if you keep going. And good Oki, but that's pretty much it for running Flea. I guess you can use it if it happens pretty fast, so I guess you could use it to an extent. Also pretty fun to use. I don't know, it just looks pretty funny. It looks pretty fun. Anyways, that's it for Pogo. Now his next stance is Dragonfly, which is up 1+2, and Dragonfly, like Pogo, is the kind of stance you kind of just do the stance and then do the mix-up right away. Don't delay, don't wait, because you can't block in this. Best transition into it, other than up 1+2, is 3-4. Oops, 3-4 up, which takes him straight into Dragonfly. Plus on block for that move as well. Dragonfly, its best move probably, well, before that is you can move back and forth in it naturally, unlike unlike Flea, which you can only move forward and happens to happen in animation. You can actually control the movement here. You can't sidestep though. Like I said, best move from Dragonfly is Dragonfly 2, which high launcher, safe because it's actually advantageous on block because it's +4. Problem is though, what actually happens with a lot of Dragonfly's moves is a lot of Dragonfly's moves are very slow on startup. So even though this +4, it's more like it only takes like 11 frames to come out because of the frame startup plus the frame on block. So like the average of the two. So this is jab punchable if you block it, but the thing is it has really far knockback. So that's not even gonna matter really. I guess only at the wall. Yeah, so this is a launcher, attack bufferable too. Oh, can't even combo now, deck. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, something like that. You can't actually combo this by yourself if you don't want to tag for whatever reason, by canceling his damage down back too. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It does have far knockback, it's safe on block, it's high though, it doesn't have too much range, but it's pretty decent range. You kind of have to be in their face to do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for you. This is probably the best move. You want to land this move as much as you can, probably, so we can just, if they try to mash anything that's like, if they try to mash punish you after they block this, they're gonna get hit by it again, because you can just do this again and then you'll be fine. He also has Dragonfly 1, which is unblockable sword attack. Mid, good range. You either have to jab it or you have to sidestep it. So it's kind of like a lot of Yoshi's unblockable attacks test your reaction speed, because if you don't react to this in time, you can't block it, so you're gonna get hit by it. Not that much damage, but it is, a free hit if they can't, react to it in time. Yoshi also has 3, which is a low poke. Not that much damage, 21, or is it 24? Either one of the two. could ground ender, kind of hard to react to, kind of just happens. But I guess Yoshi lands before he does the kick, so you can sort of react to it. Bad thing about this is, though, it's launch punishable, so that's really bad if you just keep doing. If you keep you know, what you call it, autopiloting, and then just go, you know, 3 all the time, then they start blocking it, and then you're gonna start getting launch punished. So not good there. Yeah, on counter hit though, this is a launcher. Yeah, something like that. The mix up to that, in case, you know, that's a similar reason why they want to be ducking, is they want to be ducking from Dragonfly because of Dragonfly 2 and Dragonfly 3. So, but there's also, if they crouch, you can actually get them with Dragonfly 4, which is pretty strong mid kick, 33, safe, only -8, I think. Which causes, and on counter hit, this is also a launcher. Yeah, right there. Oh, it's so hard to do that with lag. Anyways, Dragonfly also has an auto low crush. You can go back and forth. Oh yeah, he also has that. Forgot about that move. He has a untechable throw in Dragonfly, which is 3+4. Oops. There we go. Bam, right there. 40 damage, pretty good. Sets yourself on the opposite side. This is untechable, so they cannot break this no matter what because he's using his legs to throw, just like Christy and Eddie's throw. So the only way to stop this is either jab him out of it or duck it. Another reason, you know, to duck, because there's a lot of reasons to force the opponent to duck, because there's a lot of scary stuff if you get hit from anything that, up here. So that's what the mid is for. Or the one. The one is also there for that too. That's Dragonfly for you. It's pretty simple. You can also go into it from Manji Deathcopter by doing what is it? 1+2. Oops. Yeah, 1+2 into it. Oops. Or you can do back 1+2. I mean, back. Yeah, actually, that is back 1+2. Yeah. And Dragonfly Fate into that. You could also go into it from up 3+4 by pressing 1+2 before it lands. This actually is the case for all of the moves. If up 4 3+4 actually has all of his stances in it by doing this dance, doing the notation for the stance in the middle of the kick. Like there you go, right there. There's Flea, Indian. Oh, I'm sorry, Indian. There we go. I don't think he has meditation though. No, he does have meditation. But that's another story. That's pretty much it for Dragonfly. Like Pogo, you kind of just want to do it in their face and just do the mix-up right away. Because, you know, if they realize in time they can hit you, they'll definitely hit you, and it's gonna hurt because you're launchable from this stance. But unlike Pogo, you have a really good transition into, which is 3-4, which is really good. Although this is jabbable, like in this thing, they can jab you out of it. I'm pretty sure they can jab you out of it. What else? He has Indian Healing right now. His next stance is Indian Healing stance, which is down 3+4, where he kind of just sits there and makes weird chanting noises and does that. This actually heals red life if you just let it go. Like, I'm not pressing anything now, and if this was versus match and I had red life, I would be healing it. He also has a couple moves from the stance that are not unique to the stance. Like, he has moves from his neutral game that are in the stance. Like, one is going to be his Dragonfly one. Unfortunately, he has a long recovery after it, so he can't really do anything after it except for the free hit. He has 2, which is going to be his Spinning Stone Fists, which is down back to 2-2. Safe completely, and if you do all of them, which I think is like 6 of them, he falls down to knockdown, which could be useful for Oki situation because let me try to show this actually. If you are grounded and you press 3+4, he goes up into Indian Healing. If in case I made a mistake, this is down 3+4. I always get those confused, but you know what I mean. He also has 4, which is going to be his kangaroo kick, like from all these other stances. It's the same thing, you know, just same thing, and then, you know, combo whatever you want to do. whatever you want to do there. He also has 3 plus 4, which is gonna be his shark attack, or the second 2 hits of the shark attack, rather. The second 2 hits of the shark attack. Natural combo, so if you hit it, you can, you know, definitely, just combo right there. I don't think this is tag. Well, I guess it is. If you wall slide, you could do something like that. Indian is best used all the way out here, to be honest, because if you're healing your red health, for some reason, their opponent, because it looks like you're taunting them, or you're healing your health, so it gives them an initiative to go and hit you right away. So on the way to them to hit you, you can do like 3-4, 3 plus 4, or you do 1, or you get up and just do 2 now Stolen Fist, which is safe, and mid. Unfortunately, like Dragonfly, because he spins to do the move before they come out, it pretty much means all the moves from the stance are pretty damn slow. But that's because I do believe it was meant to be used at a far range. However, if they are close to you, you can actually use something unique, which is either you press back or forward. If you're right in their face, like really close here, press back or forward, he teleports behind them. For a back grab or a launcher or whatever you want to do. Yeah, something like that. It's risky though because you have to be in their face, you have to be really close to do it. I guess if you were grounded, hold on. If you were grounded and they came really close to you, try to jab punish you. Oh, okay. Anyways, if they're really close to you and they try to jab you or do a high and you get up like this, then you can actually do the teleport and go behind them. If he's too far, he just turns back turn. If you hold 3 plus 4 in it though, he goes into non-healing Indian stance, which this doesn't have any moves out of it, but he can hover around, he can sidestep, he can move forward, he can move back, he can actually move diagonally, which is something that you can't really do in this game. This is actually something that's more like Soul Calibur, moving diagonally like that. So it's kind of gimmicky, but I mean, pretty cool, pretty fun to use. If this wasn't mentioned already, or this wasn't obvious enough, this dance has auto high crush. I do believe this is it for. Oh, you can tag. If you press tag button during this, he teleports away, and the second character just comes in. Kind of a unique way to tag out. It's kind of a safe way to tag out because Yoshi cannot be hurt doing this, except before he's doing his teleport. Of course, though, the character that's coming in is still vulnerable. Sorry about that, folks. I lost the sound for some reason. That's pretty much it for Indian healing. He kind of just is like all the way out here. Like I said, it's best for rolling all the way out here. And if you're near the end of the round and like it's coming down to the wire and you want to heal some health, you might as well do this. Unfortunately, this only heals red health, but it's still good nonetheless. Okay. And his next stance is going to be Meditation, which is 3 plus 4. Returns back turn, and does the same thing as Meditation, Indian healing, where he just kind of just sits there doing that. I don't think he actually heals himself doing this, but if you press 1 plus 2, he does heal a chunk of red health. As also, it's very, very tiny hitbox. Whoops. Very, very tiny. It's unblockable, but it's very tiny, and I don't think you're ever going to really hit someone with it, so don't really use it. Unless, of course, you're really far out and you want to heal yourself. He has 1 plus 4, which is Suicide, which is a generic back turn move, really. So if you're up in their face, and suddenly, bam. And don't worry if you kill yourself, like, this is something I'll mention about Suicide later, but if you kill yourself doing it, but they die too, you will win the match, actually. Because if they die while you're doing Suicide, you actually don't take any damage. Meditation, he also has 4. Or 3, sorry. 3, and he goes back. Kind of a back kick, because I guess if they're trying to rush in on you, and then you do Meditation and then 3, they'll get hit by a mid kick. And then it puts you in a back turn for mix-ups. I actually think that's guaranteed. Yeah, it is. Ready for that. He also has 3 plus 4 to cancel it. Cancel it again, and he can do a pseudo haha step by just doing back 3 plus 4, back 3 plus 4, back 3 plus 4, back 3 plus 4, back 3 plus 4. I'm kind of messing it up because I don't really use it that much, and I'm pretty sure not even doing it correctly, but that is what it is. if you press up and down from meditation, he does a sidestep. So it could be useful for someone rushing again. Like, Indian healing and meditation stance are both very good for doing it at long ranges because it tempts the opponent to come close to you because you're healing your health. Unfortunately, because it's only red health, they don't have a reason to come close to you if they're turtling and they have a higher health regardless of if you heal your red health or not. That's about it for meditation. This stance isn't too crazy. I don't really use it too much. I think Indian healing stance is just better overall. His next stance is Bad Breath, which is down back 1+2. You have to press down back 1+2, and then you have to hold down back 1+2 to do it. And he kind of just looks like he's rubbing his stomach here, or chest, or whatever. And he sits there doing that. You can't move at all doing this, or you can't block either. So, but the good thing about this is that there is 2 moves from this, which is unblockable. 1 and 2, they're the same thing. 33 damage start. Oops. 33 launch starter. Pretty good. Yeah, something like that. Bad Breath is mostly scary because, you know, this is just like the other stances where you just want to do it in their face and just do it as quickly as possible, because you can't really jab him out of this because the Bad Breath will come out regardless if Yoshi got hit or not, as long as he starts up the Bad Breath. As long as the gas comes out, because it's not part of his body, you will get hit and you'll trade. But this does a lot of damage, so the only thing you can do to beat you is a jab, so you'll definitely win the damage tree. In case you don't want to do Bad Breath, you can do 3 or 4 to do a runaway kick, just like his same thing as up back, which is generic. Well, not really generic, but up back, which is like a sidestep, a Korean backdash in itself. You know, like a farther backdash. But you can just keep doing that. Oops. Just keep doing it over and over again, or whatever. Bad Breath is a high though, so they can duck it. Bad thing about that though is that, I mean, if they duck it, you're pretty much fucked because you don't have a move to counter anything, really. Anything they can do. So, that's Bad Breath for you. That's actually most of his stances. And now I'm going to get into his most complicated stance, without a doubt, and this took me a while to comprehend because this is pretty long. Water. So a pretty complicated stance is No Sword Stance, also known as NSS. No Sword Stance is a unique stance to Yoshi where, more unique, it's like more complicated than the average stance would go, is that this stance, changes Yoshi's neutral game entirely. A lot of the moves, in general, because there's a lot of changes, but I'm not going to go over all of them because a lot of them are not that significant. A lot of his unblockable attacks, like Sword Sweep, or Dragonfly 1, well, he doesn't have Dragonfly in that, but let's see, Indian Healing 1, they become blockable, actually. Because of that, he loses his unblockable because he's basically putting away his sword, so he can't really do most of his unblockable attacks. He has some unblockable still, but they have less range. Like Backpack 1+2 still has good range, but it's not as great as the sword version of it. Now, actually, this is actually counted as a stance. Now, this is actually counted as one sword stance, also known as 1SS, and this is NSS. He has a couple differences. Like I was saying, in general, he loses a couple of his unblockables. A lot of the moves with his sword, his main sword, because Yoshi, ever since Tekken 5, I think, maybe Tekken 5 or Tekken 6, I think it's Tekken 5. He now has a secondary sword, Wakizashi, that he uses independently of his main sword. But his main sword, while you're in NSS, gets no use at all. For example, in 1SS, he has down 2 to 1. But in NSS, that requires using his main sword for the last hit. So even though I'm mashing 1, he can't use it because his sword is put away. But because even though you're in SS doesn't mean you can't use sword moves. It's just that you can only use the sword moves that are dependent on his secondary sword, like Kinsho 1+2. A couple differences, like what she calls it. He has down 1, which is now going to be a bound move. In regular sword stance, it's not a bound move, and if you hold down 1, he goes into an unblockable, which actually can be the most damaging move in the game, but that's not the story. He can also bound from that, which is down 4, 3, 1. Oops. Oops. Yeah, whatever. If you tag with no sword stance out, and tag back in, Yoshi still won't have his stance. He will not have his sword out. So this becomes his new default stance. Let's see. He also has 1-2-1, which in regular sword stance is not a natural combo. Just gonna get rid of stand guard. Yeah, it's not a natural combo, but in regular sword stance, no sword stance, it is a natural combo, and it has a lot of range. He goes in really far, so you know you're pretty good damage right there. 27. It's kind of like Law's old 4-2-2-2, where it would natural hit. So this is really good for pressure, and this is really good for scoring easy free damage because it's 10 frames. He doesn't have a 1-1 punish from this dance, so he just does 1, so there's nothing from it. So actually the best punish, arguably, unless you want to keep him in your face, which is 1-2-1, you can do 2-1, which is natural combo, and it wall splats. Yeah, something like that. Oops, well, you saw wall splat before, you believe me. 2-1 is kind of punishable, but you know, it's a great 10 frame punish for no sword stance. Let's see. He has up 4-2 instead of up 4-2 being the 16 frame natural combo launcher. He now has an uppercut, which is safe. It does, you know, pretty good damage, and it's pretty much a generic uppercut. Safe, good range, but it can't juggle. It can't launch someone on crouching. So it pretty much has to be either they're not pressing buttons or they're counter hit, whatever. They're not blocking. So he has that. He has 4 3+4, which that's 4+2, which is now only -2 on hit. On sword stance, this would be a stay move, but a rush forward into running pogo. And why is Miguel still trying to block me? I do not know. This is great because it's only -2 on block. So once it's -2, you would think that, oh, it's only -2, I'm still actually kind of unsafe. Like if they try to jab me, I'm still effed. Not really, actually, because Yoshi has flash. So if you do a 4+2, they block 3+4, sorry, and they block it. Flash right there, and you're right in their face anyway. So if they try to punish it with anything, this will get hit by flash. I'll try to show that actually. Let's get rid of that one. Oops. Yeah. Either you'll trade or oops. Whoa, yeah, you're going crazy, bro. Yeah, you'll trade, but you'll still actually get a combo, so it doesn't really matter. Or even if you're fast enough, if they're slow enough, you'll actually beat them because they have to be on point with that punish. Anyways, that's 4+2 for you. A unique thing about Flash in No Sword Stance is that it actually has a bigger hitbox. It's a bit slower. It's slower by 2 frames, which means the fastest it can come out is I8. But it does have a bigger hitbox, so you can literally go in their face and do Flash. something like that. It does have a bigger hitbox, but it's a bit slower, so you can't really use it to interrupt stuff as best as you could with regular sword stance. But because it's a bigger hitbox, it's a little easier to land on moves that are farther out. A couple things, he also does not have Manji Deathcopter, so up 1+2 will just do a massive like high jump that has no attack, it's just a jump. He does leave him in full crouch when he lands though, so oops. Yeah, so just something like that or something like that. What else does he have? He has suicide, but it's not really a suicide. If he hits himself, he'll hit himself, but he'll just disappear and come back. So nothing really too crazy. I don't really use it that much. It's kind of risky, to be honest, since there's nothing you can really do. Maybe they'll be scared and something happen. And you know, turn around, grab them or something like that. Grab them or something like that. His forward 1+2 is now not a bound, but it's kind of just like a wall splatting move. Pretty good damage. If it's counter hit, it does wall splat. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Let's see what we have. Sword sweep. Sword sweep in one sword stance is, as you know, an unblockable low launcher. In this, it's blockable. Oops. But it also has a follow-up, which is sword stance 2. I mean, sword sweep 2, which is full crouch, down, forward, 1-2. Unfortunately, the second hit is launch punishable, so if they know about it, don't do it. You're gonna die. Kinsho 1 also bounds now. That's actually new to Tekken Tag 2. There's no more fallouts from 2-2, down 2-2 thingy. He doesn't have Pogo or Dragonfly stances because he can't use his main sword to sit on his sword or fly. But if you try to go into Pogo, into Dragonfly, he'll jump forward like looking like he's gonna go into Dragonfly, but then he'll just fall down because he has no sword. So gravity will do the work and he will come down going to Indian. But the cool thing about that is now it hits low. So you could even do it for round ending, or just like Okizime, or you could just do it for mix-up right there. Although I do believe this is not that safe on block. If you press down 1+2, he goes to Indian 2 instead of, because now you have 2 ways to go into Indian. In case you get your buttons confused, you'll go into 1+2 for Indian. That is about it. I mean, there is now a real reason to go. Oh, he gets a down jab too, down back 1, which is great. He should have that to begin with, God. But you know what I mean. There's no real reason to go into North Sword Stance for no reason. I feel though that it's really great. If you're looking for not really mix-ups, but you're looking for playing Yoshi straight, you know what I mean, like using just his tools like neutral moves. Even because his flash now is a bigger hitbox, so there's not a lot of risk compared to it. Although it's a bit slower, it's easier to land. He has great natural. He has 1-2-1, which is of course a great natural combo, and down 4-2 is great too, and 2-1 is amazing with Punisher. I mean, amazing. Block punishing, so there you go. And everything that wasn't affected by having no sword is still the same with like forward 4-3 or down back 3-3-3. It's all the same stuff. Although you might say, why is 1+2 a different move now? Is because when he's having his sword out, even though he doesn't slashes you with it, he actually hits you with the hilt of the sword. So now he's hitting you with the shoulder, with his shoulder. I'm sorry. Also, if you do flash, he also takes the sword back out for 1 sword stance, and you can even do flash while crouching, which is full crouch 1+2. This also removes the option of doing Kinsho in full crouch, but you get flash in full crouch, which is pretty damn cool, to be honest. That's it. I mean, he gets a down jab, which is great for alleviating pressure. He gets 1-1, like I said before. He gets 2-1. He gets the mix-up of forward 1+2 into flash. He gets a slower but bigger flash. So there you go. Well, he has back turn. I guess I'll talk about back turn next up since I've covered no sword stance. Back turn is actually pretty simple for Yoshi. I thought it was a lot more complicated, but he has just a lot of ways to get into back turn. Meditation 3+4, Kinsho 1+2, forward, forward, 4, forward, forward, 1 plus 4. Or, sorry, forward, forward, 1 plus 2, sorry. Well, actually, both forward, forward, 1 plus 2, and forward, forward, 1 plus 4. And wall standing 2, 1. Or just wall standing 2. I'll take him into back turn. He has a couple good moves from back turn. All of them are safe except for down 1. Down 1 is not safe, it's negative 13. He has 2-1. Well, I mean 1-2. It's not a natural combo, unfortunately. Neither of his follow-ups after 1, which is like 1-3 and 1-2. So you can go right there. I don't really use those moves too much. I guess they're good if they're they're impatient because the moves are kind of delayed. He also down kick, down press 4. He does a back turn kick. He has a hop kick. So all the basic back turn stuff. He also has suicide, which is if you press 1 plus 4 in it. I mean down 1 plus 4. Oops. And he does 81. Ooh, hefty amount of damage. Hurts Yoshi for like 50 damage, I think, but once again, like I said before, if you kill them, you're still okay, because if Yoshi lives, you're, I mean, if they die, Yoshi won't get hurt by the move at all. He also has 3, which is a low-crushing, unparryable mid-kick. Safe, does a lot of damage. I don't think it's any different from counter hit. I don't think so. Yeah, it's the same thing. Good damage, just for the mix-up or whatever. So I guess people are scared of either the down 1 because you'll probably see down 1 most often from Yoshi back turn. So either down 1 or hop kick or low kick, whatever. It's even good because if you do a low kick, he can go into full crowd for a mix-up. Whew. Now, that was Yoshi's dances. Believe it or not, that was all of them. I even covered the massive nose sword stance, so that took a while to understand that completely. I didn't cover all the changes in nose sword stance, but if you want to look them up, they're on Tekken Saibatsu. I covered mostly the most significant ones. Besides, up forward, up back 1 plus 2, if you cancel it into the sword spin, it's a smaller hitbox, but now it wall splats, but even though it wall splats, you're too slow to follow up, so... anyways, now I guess, yeah, so basically about Yoshi's stances, he has poor mobility in most of them, he has bad tracking, he doesn't really have any homing moves except for Kensho 4. A lot of the lows from his stances are unsafe, but they do have good mid-low mix-ups, like Kensho 2 or Kensho 3, Kensho, like Pogo 2 or Pogo 3 plus 4, because they look like the same move, especially when you press down. Dragonfly 2, Dragonfly 1, all the moves of Dragonfly are actually really good, just to be honest. He has Indians from far away, and you heal while not pressing anything. And no sword stance is, go nuts for no sword stance. And yeah, water. Anyways. Now I will go into Whiff Punch as useful moves. Well, useful moves that aren't in in stances, because Lord knows I cover enough of those. He has. I'll start with his pokes, which is down forward 1 is gonna be his primary poke. It's gonna be his primary poke, mid poke. It's 13 frames, not too bad. Has a lot of range. Pretty decent, -4 on hit, and that's down forward 1. It's simple and effective. Goes forward, and it's the second slowest mid outside of down forward 4. But down forward 4 doesn't have is -9, so it's not as great as a poke. Although down forward 4 does set him far back on hit. So if you're trying to get them off you, or you're trying to play the turtle / keep away kind of Yoshi, then down forward 4 is a good move to have. He also has down back 3-3. Which I think there are. I don't even know how many hits of this there are. I don't know. Yeah, I don't memorize how many hits of this there are. Sorry about that, guys. Had lost sound again. He has down back 3-3, which first 2 hits are a natural combo. I don't think it changes with counter hit. I'm not too sure. No, it doesn't change. But after the first 2 hits, you can step the rest of them. And believe it or not, the rest of if you just stop it, it's actually launch punishable, like super launch punishable. That's like negative 18 or something like that. So, but this is a really great move to get people to be blocked and pressured because, as a lot of people online would know, or people know about general, because this is one of Yoshi's. Whoa, hold on a second. I'm losing frames for a second. Okay, there we go. Anyways, a lot of people know about Yoshi is that after down back 3-3, in in between any of the kicks of down back 3-3, you can do 4, which is negative 8 safe and mid kick. Also believe it wall splats. Well, actually, if I counter hit that, no. Whoa, there's a big ass on a counter right there. I never noticed that. It's kind of freaky. But anyways, like that, you know what I mean. This is really good for getting people to be scared and to pressure because, you know, they're wondering if he's gonna keep going with the lows or he's gonna do a mid kick. You know, one of the two. You could even expand further on this because after down back through 3, if they're really like they don't want to, you know, hit you or like, you know, they're waiting for the mid still, you can just go into full crouch and do like sword sweep. Or you could do like a hop kick or down forward 4 or something like that. You know, poke up still. It's kind of like this down back 3-3 is gonna be his really great low poke and gonna be like it's gonna set up his full crouch game if they're willing to block. That is, if they're kind of like hitting you after down back 3-3, like you're trying to do a full crouch mixer from down back 3-3, then try to scare them with the mid kick so that way they'll be standing blocking and they'll be expecting the mid kick when you finish doing down back 3-3. But like his stances, you gotta be quick with it because the longer you stay in full crouch not doing anything, the more they're likely to realize that you're not doing anything and they'll get ready to hit you. He has well, full crouch down forward 4 is technically a sweep. It's just only a sweep on counter hit. Hold on a second. Oh. Why can't I ever get friggin'? Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. You can do it. Anyways, yeah, full crouch down forward 4 is a sweep on counter hit, and you can combo off of it, but it's actually really great as a low poke because you can just keep hitting them with it, and you know they'll keep expecting a hop kick, so they won't block it. But the thing is, if you do block this, it's launch punishable. So because it's technically a sweep, so you know that it could be not a good move for you. That's most of his pokes. He has back 2 as well, which if you press 1+2, he goes into Kincho. So, but you can't delay it. You have to do the 1+2 right after the back 2. If you delay it, he'll go into back 2 1. Oops. Yeah, see, which is launch punishable. So don't do that. That's his pokes. I'll go into his whip punisher, which is back 2 1, which has a lot of range. Well, the second it starts with back 2, so back 2 and its follow-ups. Back 2-2, like I said, it's a whip punisher. It's really good. It's a really good whip punisher. It does a lot of damage. 44. If you're north sword stance, it only does 40. Second hit is high, so if they block it and it's negative, if they block the whole thing, it's negative 14. Has a little bit of knockback. Let me show that. So a little bit, but you're still not that great safe. And the second is high anyway, so they could duck it pretty much since it doesn't jail at all. If you counter hit though, you can get back to 1. And that's a launcher right there. And if you press 1+2, you go into Kincho right after it. Something simple like that, whatever. Although, regardless of you go into Kincho or not, you're still punishable. Even though the Kincho version of back 1-2 is only negative 8, you can't block in Kincho, so you're still pretty punishable. I thought about back 2-2, that's a good move. He also has the, you know, like this move, that's the second hit of it. It actually has a standalone version, which is forward, neutral, down, forward, 1. If I can get it. There we go. It's the same frames, I mean, as disadvantage and advantage of back to 1, the second hit rather. It's a great whiff punisher to be honest, because it goes really far, but it is unsafe, so that's something to be worried about. It's kind of hard to input because it's a forward neutral down forward motion, but it does take a little bit of practice to get it consistently, but you know, it's not the hardest thing in the world. You'll still go to Kincho from it, let me try to show that. Oh. There you go, Kincho right there. His other whiff punishers, because Yoshi has a good selection of whiff punishers, is forward, forward, 4. Launcher, -12 only, and if they try to punish you with something that's not gonna reach, or it's too slow, you can do down 3 into mix-up right there. Or full crouch, or, you know, just turn around or whatever. Forward, forward, 4, 1, down 2, while saying 3, 2, back to 1. There's a combo right there. It's pretty good damage. Great for punishing tags, raw tags, so something to be usable right there. He also has forward, forward, 3, a bit slower, but this is actually safe on block, unlike forward, forward, 4. This is only -8. If you Kincho, it's only +2, I do believe. I'm not exactly sure on the frames, but it's +2. As far as my research goes, it's +2. Oh, hold on a second. Anyways, now back. Forward, forward, 3, it's a +2. If they try to jab punish you, the best thing you could do is Kincho 2. Because if you press forward, forward, 3, boom, +2, you go into Kincho, and like I said, it's +2 on block. You go forward 2, and I do believe you'll either beat them. I think you'll beat them or you'll trade. I forget which one. Either way, it's safe unless they completely jab you out of it, like they're on point with it. Let's see. If it's counter hit though, 4-4 is counter hit, it's a launcher, and you get tons of damage by doing that, which is 4-4-3, Kincho 1+2, then back turned down 1. Tons of damage, easy, and there you go. If they're afraid, like they try anything slow because this looks like you get punished it by something slower than a jab. You can just do 1+2, and they'll get counter hit for that, and you do down 1 or whatever you want to do. He has down 4 too, right? Too. Like I said, only the first part is the confirmation to it, but the second hit does have a really far hit, like a really far hitbox. So hit him all the way over there, and you can still combo off of that too. Something like that. Thing is though, it's -14, and if they block both hits, you're really close to them, so you're susceptible to a lot of damage. So, you know, just be careful with it. Throw it out in moderation, or throw it out only when you know you can punish something that's really slow. Probably better though is you probably just want to do forward, 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 to be honest. Let's see, other useful moves. Let's see, sidestep 4 into Kincho, or Kincho 4. I already talked about this before. It's already a launcher. It's a launcher and counter hit, safe. You can go to Kincho from it. So they're just a neutral game version of it, which is sidestep 4. So, you know, Manji Deathcopter. I actually think this is pretty useful, to be honest. If you do up forward 1+2, he goes flying like that, and he does a lot of damage when he lands. The longer you hold it, the more damage it will do, and its max version will do, I don't know what that says, 54 I think, and it will knock them down. Is that a launcher actually? I wonder. Oh, it is. It's a launcher too. Look at that. Anyways, but if you don't, if you cancel it by pressing down, he does less damage, but he does attack faster. You know, the longer you don't do down though, he will do more damage and knock down to a launcher. You can press 1+2 to cancel it and go into Dragonfly, or you press back and press 1+2 to go into Dragonfly again, or press back normally to go into the Dragonfly Feint, which actually hits more often than you would think. It's and it does start a launcher. Well, if I could get it, but you know what I mean. Bad thing though is if you whiff this, you are back turned, and that's a bad thing. The best thing to do against this is sidestep, but if you cancel it really fast like that, they won't be able to react in time. Or they could, but you know they'll have a lesser chance of reacting to it in time. He has a 4-1+2. I mean, but it also hits grounded, so that's a good Oki move as well. I already talked about 4-4-3. He has Sword Sweep, which is technically actually his legitimate sweep, but it's actually a really good move because it's unblockable. This really tests your reflexes because full crouch down forward 1, like I said, Sword Sweep is a launcher. Yeah, something like that. It's a launcher. It's hard to react to. That's what makes it so good. Because if Yoshi's going full crouch like this, you might be expecting a hop kick or down back 3-3, when naturally it's Sword Sweep, and you have to react to that really fast. You have to down jab him out of it, or you have to crush. You have to do a hop kick or something like that, because it's a low. Even though it is unblockable, it's a low unblockable. I already talked about North Transversion as the follow-up, so it's a really great move for pressuring people. Like if you pressure the opponent successfully, then you can definitely go for the Sword Sweep mix-ups. Doesn't have that much great tracking, but it's really good, especially when you're at the wall, because they won't have time to sidestep it or anything like that. Okay, now let's talk about Flash. Flash. Let's see, which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's not that one. That's that one. Yeah. Flash is the fastest move in the game. It is 6 frames. -15 on hit, on block, although I don't really see how you could possibly block this move because there's such a tiny hitbox like this. He does this, it's 1+4. I already talked about how the NSS version is you know, slower but bigger hitbox. The regular version is very small, tiny hitbox, pretty much, where only huge characters like True Ogre, Jack, Marduk, Bears will get hit by naturally by going up to their face and doing this. It has tiny hitbox, and the reason I hit Miguel before was because his hand was coming out of his hitbox into mine. Flash works really well as a move that stops people from being overly aggressive. I do believe it's guaranteed. You can interrupt anything that's a mid to high. I read that somewhere. I don't really have a way to show that, but it works really well against shoulders and backs and any basically move that pushes the character forward into Yoshi's hitbox, like a shoulder bash, or like a move that steps forward, or anything that puts like a limb or a body inside, or like a shoulder, you know, inside of Yoshi's inner hitbox. He will get hit by Flash because it's going towards the sword. Like also an example of Miguel. Yeah, see, Miguel just tried to shoulder charge, and the second he got close to me, oh, I did too early there. He got hit by Flash because his body was all the way in there, and you can combo off of it. Well, yeah, something like that. There you go. It's actually one of his stronger Joker starters, to be honest. Even though it's such a tiny move like that, it actually does a lot of damage for a launcher, and it does lead into Yoshi's stronger combos. It's a brilliant move. I love it. I would like to use it all the time, although on recovery it's kind of bad, so if you whiff it, you are susceptible to whiff punishing. -15 on hits means it's launch punishable, but it's very hard to block this move because it has like no range, and you're pretty much only going to use it when they're on the offensive, not when you're on the offensive. It's pretty much his move to get people off of him. Like I said, instead of a down jab, he has this. Great move overall. It works specifically, in my opinion, against Miguel, Fang, Lars, big characters like True Ogre, Bears, Jax, Yoshimitsu himself, because Yoshimitsu kind of has a big hitbox himself. Like Leo, anybody that puts themselves forward, like it works well against Bruce too. Yeah, like you could find there is actually a list on Tekken Saibatsu of guaranteed moves that you can interrupt with Flash for character strengths. I will post that later, but that's flash for you. He also has the life drain throw. That's flash for you, by the way. It's called Soul Stealer in the game, but I think it used to be called Flash. Soul Stealer, I mean, not Soul Stealer. A life drain throw is quarter circle forward 2. Oh, get it. The lag. Tell you the lag, man. There you go. Soul Steal, I mean, Life Drain Throw is a 2 break, and if you successfully do it, he drains 22 HP from the opponent, and it gives that health to yours. However, if they break it, let me show it. Yoshi drains his own health, and he gives it to them. In Soul Calibur, there's actually 2 versions of it where if they break the throw, it's the exact same animation. If they break the throw, Yoshi actually drains their health, but if they don't break it, then Yoshi gets his health drained instead. But that's only in Soul Calibur. In Tekken, it's only if you break it, so, you know. It's pretty good, but there's only one variation to it, so if they see it coming, they'll break it all the time, almost. It's good for getting a little bit more health and doing damage to them at the same time. If you do it from back turn, it actually does 35 damage and it steals 35 HP. So, let's see what else he has. He has quarter circle back 1+2 throw, which is going to be 1+2 throw. 47 damage, a lot of damage for a throw. Puts him right back into regular position, so, you know, it's a good throw overall. Just a really strong 1+2 throw for 1+2 throw. He has up back 1+2. Which, jokingly, I hit a lot of people online with. It's actually really good for an unblockable because it goes really far because he stabs them. It does a lot of damage, 67, and you can cancel it into 2 versions, which is if you cancel it into 1+2. He does an unblockable high attack, 27 I think it was. Let's see. Anyways, and if you cancel it into 1, you have to delay it a little bit. Oops. He goes into Sword Spin. Sword Spin is unblockable, and it keeps going until you cancel it, which I'm not exactly sure how to cancel it, but I'm guessing it's back 1+4. He seems to stop it a lot sooner. Yes, he makes noise like that and he just stops it. Yeah. You don't want to have this out for too long because after it's finished, Yoshi does have a punchable hitbox. I mean, it is punchable and you can just sidestep it. Although people who are not aware that this is still actually an attack, they'll run into it. So, but that's only a gimmick. It'll only work once, so you know what I mean. But it is good. Like if they see an unblockable and they try to punish you for it, you can just do that. So, let's see. He has. I talked about the stab. Down back 2-2 is the mid version of his down back 3-3, which I think is called Manji low kicks, and this is Manji stone fists. It's good for getting him to stand up, and then it does put him into full crouch the same way, like same thing as down back 3-3, but it's safe actually, unlike down back 3-3. But this version is -8, so you know, unless they're pressured, they can still beat you out of anything you're gonna try. He has the hop knee, like I talked about, a 4-3, pretty good move. It kind of has short range though, so but it's a knee, and it's the launcher, and it's simple, so it is what it is. He has suicide, which forward 1+2. Oops. If you hold down if you hold the forward after doing it, he'll do that. It's a really good round ender, and if they are less than half HP, because it does pretty much like 1/3 of their HP bar, or even like I don't even like 6/10 of an HP bar. Well, I don't know, like 11, like 9/20ths. I don't even know my ratios. If it's 9/20ths of like a hit bar of an HP bar, and it will kill if you, like I mentioned multiple times before. If they die from it, you'll be fine because Yoshi won't take damage from it. It's really good to pressure them because it's really hard to react to. If Yoshi turns around, he'll do it, and you know they'll die for it because it's a mid, so they have to sidestep it or they'll jab you out of it. So One way to react to it though is that he says the word Senpuku, and he does turn around. But you could just do Senpuku and then just like low kick and get him like that, or you could do other ways of getting to it, which is like doing moves up in back turn, like forward 1+2. Then do suicide right away. The back turn version of suicide is a little bit different, although it's pretty much the same exact move. It is the same exact move, except the back turn version is a bit slower, and he makes his death cry before he hits himself with the sword. So it's a little bit riskier though. Ending with suicide, like killing him with suicide, is risky because if you miss it, you are gonna just do damage to yourself, and I've killed myself at rounds by doing suicide and I missed it. So when you do suicide, just be sure you commit to it and you're sure that you'll be able to hit it. What I like to do when I'm trying to finish off my opponent, and I'm sure some of you see this in my online matches, is if you just pressure them constantly with jab, 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 or down back 3-3-3, and then go for the suicide because they're waiting for an unpunishable attack, a punishable attack, then you'll get the free hit. You don't even have to, because if you're there at half health and it's close to, you want to finish them off right away, you can just do suicide because that will kill them outright. So it's not even like they're not even in the mindset that they're gonna die soon. So you could finish them off really early like that, and you'll surprise them. So in fact, you don't even have to go into suicide. You can just do forward 1+2. Forward 1+4, and you'll just go in the back turn from back turn mix-ups. He has 3-4, like I talked about. Good gap closer. Goes into Dragonfly, press up. It's safe. If they know about Dragonfly though, and they know you're gonna spam 2, then you could just they'll try to down jab you, or they'll try to crush it, or jab you right after it because they know that you're gonna do Dragonfly 2. You could just not do it and just cancel the stance, or just not go into Dragonfly. Just hold on a second. Pause. And we're back. Sorry about that. That was actually, I was away for a long time, but that's besides the point because you don't want to hear about my life. You want to hear about Yoshimitsu. Other than suicide, he has down 3, which is generic low kick, generic standing low kick, not back turn. It's pretty much one of Yoshi's only high crush, quick high crush options. So it's not that, if you're getting pressure really, and then it's a lot of highs, and because Yoshi doesn't have a down jab, he doesn't have a way to get out of it other than full crouch and then jab. So the only real option he has is down 3. Up forward 3 does somewhat crush jabs, but it's slower, so it's not as reliable as down 3, since down 3 is a complete high crush. So I would just use down 3. Also has good range for a generic low kick. Although I do believe this is the same range for all generic low kicks. Yeah. So he lays his down back 3 if anyone was wondering. Yoshi's is down 3. Sorry. Up forward 4, which is gonna be his best homing move. Really good, quick, -9 on block, homing, crushes lows, and surprisingly bounds for some reason. Oops. Well, there you go, something like that. You don't really want to use it as a brown too much, but it is pretty good because it tracks all the way since it's a homing move, and it's quick. Good at the wall because I do believe the wall splats because knockdown. Yep, wall splat. Yeah. So there you go. A forward 4, really good homing move. He also has down 2-3. Good round ender, really. High then low, natural combo. You could also mix this up with down 2-1, which is a mid, because if they know, if they block and they know the low is coming, then, it's 2-1, but, it's kind of more easier to react to the mid, so you can do 2-1 back, and he'll cancel the sword, and you can do it to some kind of mix-up, like a grab or something. But, just note that the second hit of 2-1 is launch thunder roll, and 2 down 3 is only, it's -1 on hit, so, but not like they're gonna know that. He also has forward 3 mix-up, which is really simple. Forward 3 and forward 3-3, which goes to a low kick, or forward 3 forward 4, or just forward 3-4. Sorry, which he does the forward 4-3. Unlike the regular version of forward 4, what is it? 4-3-4. The second hit is only -6, so it's safe. And launcher. Let me try to show that actually. Oh, it has there's a little bit less range, but. Still launching nonetheless, but you know what I mean. Then he has 3-4, like I talked about earlier with the Dragonfly mix-up. It's a good gap closer. It's good for getting in. It's the best way to get into Dragonfly. You don't have to go to Dragonfly, obviously. I think I talked about this earlier. He has Kangaroo Kick, which is 4-3. It's basically the raw version of all of this, like stuff like that. Except it's not from a stance. It does have a good high crush though, so it's something to use. And because Yoshi goes solo to the ground, some people might think he's doing people who are unfamiliar with Yoshi might think he's doing a low, but it's actually a mid. Also unparryable. Yeah, that's actually most of Yoshi's useful moves. Believe it or not, he has a good set of useful moves, but most of them are good pokes, or okay pokes, and good natural combos. Strings that do a lot of damage together. Good with punishers. Good mix-up tools like that with the stances. No down jab, but he does have flash. Oops. I actually my PS3 turned off. Sorry. He has flash for that, and he has down 3 to relieve pressure. Since if you're too aggressive on Yoshi, he can punish you with flash. I mentioned the characters work well, and especially like Lars and Miguel and Fang, whose attacks who extend their body into their opponent, or it's very aggressive. Flash works really well against them. Throws down back 3-3, good move. That's about it. Round enders primarily is like down 2-3, 3-3, down back 3-3, because everybody's like willing to get hit by it. No one ever reacts to blocking it. It's kind of just like they get hit by it, but then they're ready to block the next up. And let's see, there's the down 3 and down back 3-3, and then down full crouch mix-ups, because it's always a guessing game here, is gonna be like a primary way to end around. Like a really good way to end around is like right here, like full crouch. Is it gonna be a low or is it gonna be a mid? That kind of thing. Oh, he also has wall standing 1-1-1. How could I forget about this? Wall standing 1-1-1-1 is a natural combo. The first 2 hits, mid high, and then mid high high mid. But the last hit is +4. So if they don't know it's +4, you can launch them for free, because if they don't do anything that's not a jab, they'll get launched. And if they know about it, that you could just grab them, since it brings them really close to Yoshi. So you go for a grab mix-up right there. Or if well, actually no, it wouldn't matter, because the launcher would get them anyways. Anyways, yeah, wall standing 1. But the strong is the last 2 hits don't jail, so they could duck it. So if they know about that, I think you should stop doing it, or you should just bait them, do that, and then hop kick right away or something like that. Actually, yeah, I think that's it. His wall standing moves are okay. Up on sweep, up back 1+2. Oh, when there is forward 1+2, which it looks exactly like Shark Attack, which is forward 3+4. It looks exactly like it, except this ends in back turn and it doesn't have a follow-up, so you can just go into suicide right here. And that's it. That's it for Yoshi's useful moves. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, I'm missing that, of course. He has evasion, which is back 3 or back 4. Back 3 for the left, and back 4 for the right. But if you spam it too much, he does eventually fall off because he got too dizzy. And it does do damage to you, so that's something to be worried about. You only pretty much want to use it once, because if you're in a situation where you really have to get out of the opponent, your spacing needs to be fixed right now, then you might as well just do this to get out of the way, since it's basically a super mega fast sidestep. It does evade a lot of things, actually, surprisingly. Excuse me. And yeah, that's that for that. I hope that's the last thing I say about it, because I've talked about it a lot, really. Me is that, but that's just a level 1 thing. That's down forward 1+2. Down forward 1+2 too. Yeah, that's it. Well, another low poke is down back 4, and down back 4 is negative on hit, but it's one of his few low pokes, so I guess there you go. There's a low poke for you. Doesn't have that much range though. Homing moves, right. Homing moves, he has up forward +4. So he can tech ball, really good move. He has 4-3. Okay, wait a second. Distractions, I tell you. Anyways, upward 4, forward 3, and sidestep 4 is gonna be his main homing moves. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, and I forgot another one because Yoshi has too many moves that I can't memorize. Another good round ender is up 2. Sorry, I mean up 4 2. Sorry. He does a jump, low crush, and then a quick low. But there's no really like mix up to it. I guess it looks like other moves because Yoshi jumps a lot in his moves. So there you go. Oh my god, I can't get rid of the useful moves, you know? Because, like, I did talk about up 4-3, I did. And there are weird extensions to this, like up 4-3, 3+4, and up 4-3, back 1. And I do believe there is another version to that. These are actually good for walls, pretty much, except for, like, the stance transitions, because Yoshi doesn't have that many stance transitions like Lei does, so, this is pretty much the only move he gets a lot of stance transitions out of. And since I'm talking about jumping move, there's up 1+2, or up 3+4, sorry, which is an evasion attack. Good for the start of the round if they try to hit you. Since Yoshi disappears completely, then he comes back in for the kick, and after he kicks you, it's a launcher for free. Knockdown. Something like that. Okay, now I'm definitely sure I finished all the useful moves. Christ, my God, I can't figure it out that I've talked about all these useful moves. Anyways, I guess. Before I go into I guess I'll go into bound moves, which for some strange reason Yoshi has a whole lot of. I'll just talk about his main ones. Well, I guess I'll list all of them. 1-1 is like a simple one. I guess if you want to learn, like, you know, you want to start with Yoshi, this is going to be a good bound move for you to use because it's simple. It's just 1-1. It doesn't have a lot of range though, so it's just something to know about it. Upward 4. I don't really know if there's a reason to use that. It does have a lot of damage though, so I don't know. There's forward 1+2. This is a good bound at the wall because it has a lot of range. It's just one hit, and he goes in pretty far, but it is negative on hit. Down back 1, which is the first part of down back 1-2, 1-1. Sorry. A lot of damage. This is also a natural combo, but the first part is a bound. Kind of slow though, so if you're gonna do this, you might as well just do down 4-2 too, since it's like the same thing, except that one ends in a launcher. He has, what else do you about moves? While setting 3-2, which is primarily going to be used after forward 4-2. Yep. He has forward 4-3 +4. Oops, this one. And he has Ken 1. Oops, Ken 1. Which, with one move I didn't really talk about in the Ken show, but that's because I don't really find it that useful. It's -12, and the only reason you want to use it is because Kin 1-1 goes into the 3 hits, and if it's counter hit, all of them are guaranteed. If they try to press buttons after Kin 1, that is. But this does bound. Kind of doesn't have that much range. I guess you want to do it after Kin 1. I mean, back 1+2. Back 1+2 Kincho. Yeah, something like that. Pretty much the only reason you want to use it, in my opinion. He has Kincho 1+2, which only bounds in the air. I think I talked about that earlier. Yep. And always, no matter what, guaranteed down 1. And no, he has what calls it, Kin to 1+2. Yeah, the second height bounds no matter what, if you hold it or not. But if you hold it down, it does more damage. It's also timed correctly, so after the 2, it hits. But once again, you don't have to do that. No sword set Kin 1 also bounds. No sword NSS down 1. I talked about that. It's going to be his primary bounder for North Sword and NSS combos, and of course the extension to that is down forward 3-1. Simple enough, but his best ones is and I didn't talk about down 2-2, down 1. That's going to be his best extend pre-bound option and bound move because it doesn't have a lot of wall carry and it does a lot of damage. It's pretty much in the Yoshi stable. It's bound. Yeah, something like that. I do believe this is also safe. But the high version, which is just down 2 to 1, is not safe. The bound version is down 2 to down 1. He's primarily going to use that for wall carry and damage. This is going to be used for something you can't reach with down 2 to down 1 or at the wall. And 1-1 is just for simple, or like you want to guarantee that you're going to hit it because it's so simple. Like you're finishing off an opponent and you want to do simple bound, then there you go. Okay, that's Yoshi's down moves. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is Oki and then throw game. Well, first throw game, since he's standing anyways, is his one throw. Looks like this. Strangely, this is taggable for some reason. I don't know why. Oops. Oh, that's why the other one's taggable, sorry. Yeah, for some reason that's taggable. I don't know why they made it taggable, but they did. Anyways, the one throw leaves them right there, and despite him stabbing you to the abdomen with a sword, you're still alive, and you're right next to the opponent for a quick Oki. There's two throw. Pretty much the same situation. You're right in front of him. Both of Yoshi's throw keep them close to the opponent, so... And this is taggable, for whatever reason, but nothing guaranteed. His left side throw looks like this, so I can show it. There we go. Head drop and leaves him in front. Also switches positions. It's kind of like Law's down forward 1+2 throw extension. He has the side throw, which is like a tackle. Pretty cool. It's actually one of the throws that leave them farther from the opponent. So Yoshi's a little bit farther. And his back throw looks like this. Well, I'm gonna show it. Picks him up, puts him back down. And leaves Yoshi back turn for some reason, so he could do down 1 or something like that. I think I do remember one of my online matches, I just kept sidestepping this one angel who kept getting up with the flight mode, and I got behind him and back through him 3 times in a row. It's definitely in my online matches, so you want to check it out, it's pretty funny. I back throw this person to death. He has his life steal throw, which doesn't knock him down, so you know, but it does steal health. And the quarter circle back +2 throw. There we go. So bam. And once again leaves him close to Yoshi. Like all Yoshi throws, they leave him really close for a quick Oki. What is what's his name? Yoshimitsu's Oki? Well, I will show you. Okay, Yoshi's Oki. He has a pretty good Oki game. I think it's pretty strong for most characters. Main thing about it is down back 3-3-3. It makes them really scared for opponents to get up, because if they do anything, they'll get hit by down back 3-3, and they might get wall carried into a combo by down back 3-3-3-4 and then wall splat. Of course, it doesn't actually hit grounded, it just makes them scared to get up. If you end it, then stop, and then all of a sudden, like, they might want to get up or something, like now it's time to get up, you could do sword sweep, because sword sweep is a tech trap. Not as a tech trap doesn't get them right away, but if they tech trap, you can't, if they tech roll, they don't have enough time to stop the sword sweep. Very scary option, sword sweep, of course, at the grounded, so, you know, if they try to get up too fast and you're already here doing sword sweep, then they're gonna have a problem. He also has 4 couch down 4, which is gonna be a good ground hitting move. Not that much damage, but puts them away in case you just want to keep it simple and, you know, force them to get up so you don't have to face any get up mix-ups. Manji Deathcopter, which is a safe way of hitting them without putting yourself at risk for get up 4 or get up down 3 or something like that. I do believe the full version actually does hit grounded. That it does. It does a ton of damage, wow. Up 4-3 also hits grounded. You can go into Pogo or whatever, just do like something like that, or a Indian stance. You could also do Pogo, up 3+4. There you go, lots of damage. Surprisingly, Pogo Hop does not hit grounded, even though I'm stabbing you right now. That's only the only reason I hit Miguel there was because of the Pogo auto attack. Down 1, he has down 1, which is kind of slow, but it guarantees it always hits grounded pretty much, so it is what it is. And if they really don't want to get up, you could hold down 1 and until they want to get up, and then if they still don't want to get up, just release it and massive unblockable attack. So, and no sword stance, up 1+2, I'm pretty sure. Yep, it's Oki, and puts you in Indian stance for a mix-up. So there you go. And that is Yoshi's Oki. I don't think there's more to it. That's most of his ground hitting moves too. And I do believe that's it for Yoshimitsu. I'll show his item moves in a bit, but before I do, I guess I'll just review what I talked about Yoshimitsu. Like I said, Yoshimitsu can either play keep away with it because of back 4-4 or down 4-2, or good punishers like 1-1 and back 2-2, and down 4-2-2 for long range punishes, as well as back 2-2 for long range punishes. He has a lot of good whiff punishers. If they're whiffing in the open, he can do this, or back 2-2, back 2 straight punisher. And if I didn't mention this already, the reason you really don't want to do back 2-1 is because even if you hit them, there's no way to confirm it's a counter hit. So you might as well just go for the guaranteed damage since this is launch punishable, so it's kind of risky. So I would just stay safe and just always go for back 2-2. He has some pretty decent posts like down forward 1, and what's it called? Down forward 1, 1-1, or 1-2-1, down 2, down 3, down 3 in itself, and North Sword Stance, really good natural combos for 1-2-1. In general, Yoshi has a lot of good natural combos like down 4-2-2, down back 3-3 is really good low poke. What else is a really good natural combo? Down back 1-1, although I really didn't talk about it because it's kind of slow. Good homing moves, up forward 4. It's pretty much just going to be his only homing move because 4-3 leaves him on long recovery and it doesn't have as much range as up forward 4. He has really not that great mobility in his stances, but all of them have really good mix-ups in it. Like, unlike Lei stances, which have like predetermined like uses for all of them, Yoshi stances all are like 4 different versions of like the same kind of mix-up, which is like lower mid. Lower mid, so he doesn't really have transitions from them. Like, some of them he has transitions like Dragonfly up levels too, from Kincho. But they all have really good low mid mix-ups, like low or launcher, like, you know, down like Fleet 2 for low, or you know, Fleet 4 for launcher. All really good. It's mostly advised to go in the stances in their face to do it really fast because, like I said before, he can't block in any of them. So he's vulnerable, but if they don't realize you're vulnerable, you have a small window opportunity to attack. But the longer you wait, the more chance they're going to realize that you're vulnerable. He can pressure somewhat pretty well. He's just straight, especially with down back 3-3, it's going to be a great pressure tool. He has a great full crouch mix-up game. Sword sweep, great unblockables. Up back 1+2, up back neutral 1, bad breath, Manji Deathcopter. So, you know, a lot of really good tool set. It's just that Yoshi doesn't really do good damage with his combos. Well, he has to try really hard to get it. He has okay wall carry. He doesn't have something to really. He doesn't have a down jab, which really hurts his high crushing game. He only really has down 3 for high crushes, and even it's not as fast as the down jab. So he has flash. You know, I talked about that. That's really good. Good mix-ups, really give ambiguous full couch and stance mix-up, like I said, but the stances are really risky because if they don't, you know, if they're not on the defensive or they're not like waiting to block, then Yoshi has a hard time using his stances because he'll just keep getting hit out of them because he can't block any of them, obviously. So, you know, if the opponent isn't gonna give up blocking, is just gonna keep attacking you because he knows or whatever that they're really aggressive. And they know that if they're really aggressive and then you can't start your pressure game, then Yoshi's stances are very hard to use because he requires a small window of alleviance to hit them because, you know, obviously they aren't instant. So, like say I went Poco in your face, well, okay, Miguel, I went Poco in your face, prepare for a mix-up. No, Miguel's like, fuck you, I'm just gonna jab you out of it. And, you know, I'm gonna launch you, you know, etc. like that, or Dragonfly, or anything like that, etc. You just get juggled out of it. So you require pressuring them first, or you can just forego that entirely and just rely on his neutral game moves, like neutral game moves including no sword stance. So you just go for down forward 4 pokes, or back 2-2 with punishes, down forward 1 pokes. You know, with punishment with like down forward 2-2 or forward 4-4 or forward 4-3. You don't even have to use the stances to be effective with Yoshi. It just depends on how you play Yoshimitsu, really. I personally like to play a little bit of both depending on the matchup. But it's really, it's up to you whether you want to play Yoshi. You can either use all the stances or just use no sword stance. So, yeah, okay. And I guess I'll go to his unique tech throws and his unique item move. what's up, guys? Such very so spicy here, saying that um, I can't show you the unblockables and item moves and tag throws because for the sake of convenience, I'm just gonna have it in another video because um, it's taking quite a lot of work to do multiple renderings and recordings and editing at once, but it will come up shortly after I upload the Yoshimitsu tutorial anyways. It'll be there'll be a video response from me making the item moves and the unique tag throws. It'll be simple and quick, so there's no reason. It's not really something that's a really big part of the tutorial anyways, so it'll just be on the side, but it will be there in due time. So with that being said, that was Yoshimitsu. At least that's in my opinion how he's supposed to be played and his good moves and etc. and his playstyle. And if you have any questions on Yoshimitsu or you want to play me online, you can friend me on PSN. You can find my PSN on my profile and private message me or comment, subscribe, anything if you want to see more Tekken content and Let's Play content and general fighting game stuff in general because I also play Ultimate Marvel's Capcom. Just subscribe and comment and thanks for watching, taking the time to watch this 2-hour tutorial, but I really appreciate it. So I guess I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.